I met Vince Gilligan.
You met him?
Yeah, is it Gilligan or Gillian? I always fuck it up.
Which hand did you use to touch his hand?
It was my right hand. Always the right hand.
I need you to use that hand to do something to me.
Lights, camera, action.
Like, do you have 12 hours to watch 2 Apatow movies?
He's got J-Lo back. You don't just get J-Lo back.
What's the worst, acid trip you've ever had?
Well, this is Red Band Podcast, baby. Movies, music, conspiracies, deep existential crises. It's all inside and it's all unfiltered. So let's get started.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
They have crime podcasts, but I don't think they have a crime podcast where they actually commit crimes.
That's a brilliant idea.
It is.
Too many crime podcasts. And you crime podcasters, exactly to his point, bunch of posers you are.
Yeah, to
Bunch
call
of
yourself
posers.
a crime podcast.
Have you even stolen something from a Walmart? Obsessed with murder.
No.
You know what someone told me once? I told them I went to the Museum of Death. And she said people who are into those things have not had enough trauma in their life. And I said, damn, you might be right. So you crime podcasters,
Yeah.
let me kill your cat in front of you or something. Might change your mind.
That's
Dark.
dark, but I wouldn't doubt that someone's at least attempted that podcast idea.
Yeah, I guess if they had, they wouldn't be free to let us know that.
To
They'd
put
be
it out there.
incarcerated. I think human beings should have the freedom to know how to get away with murder.
I think we do. I think it's in all of us.
I think so. Okay, so you do subscribe to that idea?
Yeah.
You kind of go with that one?
Sure. I mean, it's like the famous Pac once said. Tupac. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. That's that couldn't be more true on some days.
Absolutely.
This is because I wanted to get it right. How to Get Away with Murder. This is what it says. A group of ambitious law students and their brilliant criminal defense professor become involved in a twisted murder plot that promises to change the course of their lives.
And it's a live action drama?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starring anyone
Viola
we know?
Davis. The Viola Davis.
We like her.
We do.
We just talked about Suicide Squad last week. She's in that, right?
She is.
She's Amanda Waller.
She is Amanda Waller.
You know, last week was DC heavy, but I think this week is going to be a little, maybe a little Marvel heavy.
A little marvelous.
A little marvelous, yes. Absolutely. We were finally treated. Well, first of all, do we need to say who we are? Should we? I don't know.
I don't know.
Really.
We did it last week, I guess, if nobody listened. In case you didn't see the title of it when you clicked on the episode to listen to it.
We're going to need to do a good marketing push.
I know.
I want that. I want what you're getting at there. We don't have to introduce ourselves. Now that you say that, none of the podcasts I listen to ever introduce themselves.
No.
I think it's my comedy background. Where I think every time I need to go on stage, I need to, tell people who I am. Like, hey, just so everyone knows, I'm Elijah Williams. And blah, 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 blah. And that's usually how I start my set. I just realized I don't have the IMDb app, so I'm getting that right now.
Oh, dude, that's a must for me.
Especially for this podcast, we have to have that.
Have to. I've had that app installed on my phone for years now. I don't know why it started, but it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, who's in this movie? Who is that?
Well, I think you and I are kindred spirits in that way. Mm-hmm. Kindred or kindred spirits? Because I'd like to know. I'd like to have that one down because I feel like it's one of those that I'm going to say too much.
Yeah. So I typed in kindred.
Yeah.
And I got all kinds of COVID-19 safety info. I guess it's a healthcare hospice place here.
Oh.
So I need to type in probably kindred meaning.
I guess that answers it.
It says one's family and relations.
Ah.
So I'm going to type, there we go, kindred spirit. I guess it is kindred. A person whose interests or attitudes are similar to one's own.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think me and you are the same in the way, I guess I could have just said me and you are the same. Me and you are the same in that, do you always go to the IMDb trivia page after you watch a movie?
Not always, but I definitely like going there because you get little. I like that kind of stuff. Yeah. I like in this scene, this wasn't actually... And I like that turned into a meme. Like Star Wars, I think they had one where it was like the actor... Is it Hayden Christensen or Christian Haydenson?
No, it's Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen, okay.
But should it have been Christian Haydenson?
I think it rolls a little bit. Well, Christian Hayden Christensen.
George Lucas fucked up something else.
It's just one more thing. Who plays Anakin? They were like, he walked onto set one day and started slaughtering the children, and I just kept the cameras rolling. Like if it was fucking improv.
I like that. That reminds me of, do you do Reddit?
No, I've never had a Reddit.
Interesting. There's a Reddit page called Movie Details that always gives you like a super interesting movie detail, you know, like some continuity type thing. And then there's shitty movie details.
Okay.
Where it'll be like Hayden Christensen really hated sand so much that he improvised that he hates sand.
Yeah.
And that's Natalie Portman's actual reaction to him hating sand in the moment, wondering what the fuck he's doing.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes on the trivia page on IMDb, you could tell that someone just wrote some shit on there, because it seems like kind of Wikipedia.
I was going to say, yeah. Can't anyone just go in there?
I think they can. There will be like 3 of the same thing, and then there will be something where it's like someone really just took their own interpretation of it and put it on there. They'll be like, purple represents grief in this film. And it's like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Why'd you put that on the IMDb trivia page? I think, don't they teach you in film school that there's no set color for like a set emotion, but at the same time, oftentimes it can be pretty associated, like...
It could. I mean, obviously, like, colors like red are very, like, volatile, evil... Right, even in Star Wars, red lightsabers are Siths.
Also lustful. Right?
Also lust, though. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, drive. There's a lot of passion in red.
Yes. Red's an intense one.
It is.
Yeah. And then you got your, like, well, if you're David Fincher, yellow everywhere. Just
really?
Yellow. Lots of yellow. I feel like it. I don't think I'm crazy to say that. I think... I haven't watched all of his shit. Why? I've talked too much about him. I talked about him on the last podcast. I don't want to talk about him anymore.
All right. We don't have to. It's all right. This is a safe space.
Too much Fincher.
Too much Fincher.
Who else was... Well, you know, Wes Anderson. He's got some yellows around.
He does all kinds of...
He's got everything.
Like, I don't know. He does very... Well, actually, I guess it's really just one movie that I've never seen, which is that Grand Budapest Hotel movie.
You haven't seen that either?
Mm-mm. But it's like everywhere all the time.
Right. I think that's something that we haven't seen that we both would like, but that's also super pretentious and film school-y type shit. But I think we would like it. So, no, it's amazing how deep and complex filmmaking is and how many people want to do it without understanding that. And when you get... I think people don't even... What I wonder is if people understand why they love the movies they love. And that was what I wanted to crack getting into film school. Is I wanted to know why I loved certain things about certain movies. And I feel like I learned, and it's kind of to what you're saying. It's like... It's that every element has meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't always have to be that serious, but when you're talking about a lens... Like, a lens can create an illusion of something that has meaning. It's like, well, we're using this wide lens to make this character look a certain way because in this moment he feels like this, you know? And it's like, it goes like that deep, and like, that's all unconscious. That's all tapping on your unconscious. You don't know maybe that you like that. I think especially for our peers in the film programs, making this content without putting those deeper thoughts into it, without putting those deeper meanings into it, really just kind of pressing record, putting things on a tripod, going to a Walmart, and not really doing much else than that. Yeah. You know? And it's like, look, this is a fucking dog-eat-dog industry. Like, you're not going to get anywhere just, like, dicking around like that. Like, and I think that's where I don't know how it confronts you, but it definitely confronts me, where it's like, I need to make sure I actually want to do this for real, and I need to make sure I'm actually going to, like, put in that extra kind of effort, because if not, then I'm just going to be playing with my fucking dick. Like,
yeah. There's certainly something to just, like, turning on a camera and going and doing something, definitely. Mm-hmm. But I think for sure there's an element of, like, those people who are just, like, they're trying way too hard. They're not actually tapping into what they want to say, which I've always struggled with. It's always like, well, what are you trying to say? What do you want to say? And I'm like, like, I think I know. And then, like, when they ask me that, I'm like, maybe I don't. Maybe I have no idea, which I'm fully willing to admit. It's hard sometimes knowing what you want to say. Yeah, those people who just try way, way too hard without really having anything to say. They're like, I want this to look like it has a lot of meaning, but there's not.
Right.
Like, it looks like it should be important, or it looks like it should be saying something deep. But then when it's over, you're like, well, that wasn't deep really at all. Like, you just did a lot of weird stuff that's quote unquote artistic.
I don't think, like, and this is what, getting into with the film stuff, a love for film is the baseline. But I think, and I don't know how you feel about this, but, like, life experiences are a wonderful prerequisite for art. Doesn't even have to be pain.
No.
Doesn't have to be suffering. But just life experiences. Like, I imagine what I would have... And did you go right into film school right after high school?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You did. And, you know, I don't know. It seems to have progressed for you. And I'm, like, thinking I couldn't have imagined myself at 18. I just think about, like, 26 now. And I'm like, knowing what you want to say, kind of how you said. It's like, how can you know that at a young age like that? Like, how could you even know, like, what you're doing? Like, when I was 18, 19, I personally just wanted to make Seth Rogen stoner comedies. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's, like, all I thought. I just wanted to put two cameras next to each other and improvise. Like, that's all I thought, like, was what I wanted to do in film. And, like, then, you know, I saw some shit. I went through some shit. You know, I've been some places, some dark crevices of this earth, you know, scorched by fucking lack of sunlight and yet the fires of hell. Whoa. And, like, I'm just like, oh, that's what drives my art now. You know? And I'm like, now I know what I want to say a little bit more because I've been through some stuff. You know? And I imagine you feel pretty similarly, being that we're the same age, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Also, I just want to say, wow, I've never heard something as like poetic almost as scorched by darkness, or I'm sorry, scorched by lack of sunlight. Because immediately when you say scorched, I was like, oh, fire, sun, but scorched by lack of sunlight.
Yes.
You have been through some shit.
God, that's a different podcast. That's a different podcast.
I don't even know.
I even think in these apartment complexes we're sitting in right now, I've seen a thing or two.
Probably.
Yeah. You know, Breaking Bad is so realistic that when I saw Jesse Pinkman, I really believed that he must have followed around my Uncle Timothy for inspiration for that character.
Really?
I was like, that is my Uncle Tim.
Damn.
Like, I was like, including... Rest in peace, Uncle Tim. Sorry to put your biz out there. Love you, miss you. But yeah, even the cooking meth part.
You're like, that being said.
Like the cooking meth part.
Yeah.
You know, the former suburban high school kid turned drug manufacturer, seller.
Yeah.
And I just to give people an understanding about, like, this isn't a game. Like, this is real life. Like, this is my shit. Like, I've been out here. I've been seeing it. Like, this is like Tuesday for us is Breaking Bad. This is not a fucking game.
I met Vince Gilligan?
You met him?
Yeah. Is it Gilligan or Gillian? I always fuck it up.
Which hand did you use to touch his hand?
It was my right hand. Always the right hand.
I need you to use that hand to do something to me.
I still have never watched it.
What a brilliant man.
Gilligan. Okay, it's Gilligan.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No, brilliant. I don't, on here I'm not, I'd like to not fangirl about as many things, but boy, that Vince Gilligan.
What's amazing to me, how crazy the level of collaboration is when it comes to, I mean, a movie obviously, but like writers specifically.
Right.
Like you see like, oh, this movie was written by Judd Apatow. And immediately I think like, oh, I just picture Judd Apatow at the computer.
Of course.
Typing away. Leslie Mann comes in, makes a joke. He's like, oh, that's funny, honey.
Yeah.
Puts it in there. But like
Iris Apatow comes in.
Yeah. She's like, Dad.
A little too skimpy of an outfit. He sends her back to go change.
And then he writes that in the scene. He's like, that would be great.
That'd be so funny. Put all my daughters and everything. Honestly, actually, and so just even more off track, but I already forgot her name, but the other daughter kind of killing it. Maud. Wait, so I'm thinking, no, Maud. Maud's the one who's killing it. I mean, Iris is killing it too, but Maud definitely killing it.
Really? What has she been in?
Euphoria.
Oh, I haven't seen that show.
She was in King of Staten Island. Pete Davidson.
She was. I did see that movie, yeah.
But you're right. I yes, you see written by, and you think like, yeah, and then maybe this is a good thing to talk about because I think that that's what I should be doing, right? And maybe you're about to tell me that that's not really just how it goes. Yeah.
So my point was like I started watching his masterclass, and in that he just reveals like how much input is actually taken just from other people and big input. It's not like a small line change. Like he'll take his script and he'll show it to like other comedians,
right?
And I mean, obviously, like you expect something like that for writers' rooms with TV shows. Definitely, there's like 15 people in a room and they come up with a script for an episode. But like for movies, in the masterclass, he talked about how he didn't know how to end The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and he was working with a comedian. I don't know. I'm spacing his name. He passed away though. Anyway, so he was talking about how he didn't know and he was struggling with it. And he was trying to figure it out for weeks, months. And finally he had a meeting with, Steve Carell. And he was like, it's almost there. I don't know how to end 40-Year-Old Virgin. And Steve Carell was like, what if I just start singing a song? And then Judd Apatow was like, that's great. Yeah, we can do that. And now that's how 40-Year-Old Virgin ends. They just break out and singing that song, Age of Aquarius.
Yes.
And it's like, damn, I'm over here thinking like he comes up with every single thing. And there's actually just so much input from all these different people.
That's why there's so many different drafts, always, right? Like, I think the most unhealthy screenwriting thoughts that I have is that I'm going to end up with my finished product after I take my first crack at it. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but I also hate that. Fuck my throat right now.
Dude.
Jesus, you would think I would have caught a fucking glob of cum in my throat.
And maybe you do. I mean, I don't know.
I just quit smoking recently.
Oh, okay.
Well, and I might.
I just got over tonsillitis, man.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Really bad because there's nothing for it.
No.
I would have rather had strep throat because they would have been like, here's some antibiotics.
They would have at least did that.
No. They were like, kind of just, eat some ice cream, eat soft foods, gargle salt water, wait, and just wait.
Yeah. And none of that stuff actually, I mean, it works, but it like, in the moment, it just still sucks. It's still terrible.
Yeah, man. Like there was a point where I was taking 3 ibuprofen at a time and I could still feel pain in my throat.
Right.
You're like, oh, just go to sleep. Couldn't do that either.
No, yeah.
I couldn't. Like it wouldn't. My body would not allow me, dude. I kept jolting awake from snorting. I'd be like, I would just wake up, dude. Every single time I tried to fall asleep. I probably went close to 48 hours without sleep at one point.
Fucking
because I was actually losing my mind, like going crazy because I just was so dead tired and all I wanted to do was go to sleep. My body would not let me, because I would wake up like that. Every time I was about to drift off to sleep, it would jolt me awake. You
went through the fucking ringer.
Yeah. I was actually losing my mind. Like, wow. Actually just, like, up all the time. Like, pacing, just, like, please. I was trying everything. I was like, let me sit up. Let me lay down. I would go and I'd take a really hot shower to try and open up all my nasal passages and stuff. And as I was standing in the shower, I was falling asleep, and I felt myself fall forward. And I was like, oh.
Jesus.
It was awful, to the point where I was like, let me just let the shower steam up the bathroom. Yeah. I'll bring a pillow and blanket and sleep on the floor in the bathroom. It was so bad. I tried everything, until finally, like, it started to clear up, and then I could sleep. But too much detail. TMI.
No, that's some good body horror.
It is.
That's some good body horror.
Take care of yourself.
You said you wanted to, learn a little bit about the horror genre.
Yeah, there it is.
Those are the descriptive natures of what makes us cringe.
That's going to be Jordan Peele's next big one right there.
Yeah,
someone with tonsillitis. Guy gets tonsillitis, can't sleep, and then it becomes a mind bender. You're like, oh, is all this stuff happening because he's losing his mind because he can't sleep because of the tonsillitis?
Right.
Or is it actually happening?
And the whole time, he didn't even have tonsils.
Damn.
The whole time, he didn't even have tonsils.
Write that down.
And they never explained then what was happening to him. I'm kind of hating that about movies lately.
They just don't explain stuff?
Like, explain a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't have to be always... It doesn't have... I think the trend now is to leave it completely open-ended.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to just not even explain a smidge of it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the movies I'm watching.
Maybe.
Because I love my indie.
Yeah.
My A24. I love my slow burn horror films.
Mm-hmm.
And in those genres, they love to just not explain anything. And I don't hate it, but I'm not even asking you to spoon feed it to me. I'm not even asking you to give me every detail, but I'm just don't ignore it, because it leaves me to believe that I could almost assume that that's them being lazy. I could write a complex fucking movie and then just not explain what was complex about it.
Yeah.
And then just make you think that it was super smart.
Do you think I'm sure it's an artistic choice. It's an intentional choice. Everything is in movies, they say. But do you think it's because we're getting into an era where people are afraid, a little more afraid to put that final stamp on something because people will hate it? Or is it just because that particular genre is so hard to end? It is really hard to give a horror movie a really good, satisfying ending.
Absolutely.
And so it is easier to just leave it open. Let them decide what the ending kind of was. Let people talk about it.
Definitely. Yeah, I think there is some fear to that, putting that final stamp on it. I also just think there's some just a general pretentiousness. And those are my favorite creators right now, are those guys. But they're also, I'm just you're just really and I love Ari Aster, Robert Eggers, The Lighthouse, Midsummer.
Mm.
And at the same time, I'm just what was this about again?
Yeah.
What? And then I watch it 2 more times and I feel I get it a little more. But I'm just wow, you guys really... I think I really think what it is they want the people who aren't... They want people to hate it who they don't want to come see their movies. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, weed them out.
They want to weed them out.
Yeah.
They want to be I want you to hate this movie. Only a certain type of person is going to love this movie, and a certain type of person is going to hate this movie. And the type of person that's going to hate this movie is never going to come see my movies again, and good fucking riddance, I don't fucking want you. And I think that's what you saw with Uncut Gems, Safdie brothers.
I still have yet to see that.
They drew people in with Sandler.
Yeah.
And you got people walking out of the movie because they're this isn't Grown Ups.
Yeah.
But Horror is definitely hard to end, and that brings me back to high school for sure. Thinking about like when Paranormal Activity came out, and then like that genre really. I don't know about you, at least for me, that genre really like hooked me in.
Yeah.
And then the ending was like so good, and famously, I think, was it Spielberg, possibly, who came in and gave them a new. It was some really famous director. He came in and he gave, I think his name's Oren Peli, the original director. I think he gave him kind of a new ending idea on how to end Paranormal Activity, and that kind of gave it its like, boom! It gave it its punch, and then like. Found footage horror became so popular and
huge.
Every time though they fucking would fumble the ending so bad. I'm trying to think about how other horror movies ended in the past. I think they usually had like decent resolutions. I think in the past it was pretty commonplace for like a horror film to have a resolution that either ended well for the people involved, and then it usually gives you that like last touch of like, but the evil thing's not gone forever.
Yes.
You know?
100%. That was like the go-to ending, I feel like. That was like every single... You could see that coming. That's like every Halloween. Dude's still not dead. We're about to get another Halloween movie. Part of... I mean, I guess you could argue like, oh, that's the niche of it. You know, that's like what is expected. What do you want from a horror movie ending as a fan? Like, what do you want? Do you want to see them happily ever after? Do you want to feel like, ooh, sick, like a sick feeling in your stomach afterwards, like unsettled?
Right.
Do you want like hints of like, hey, there's more here? Do you want it up in the air? Like, what do you, as a fan, what do you look for as like, I want this thing to make me feel this way when it's over?
That's a good question. I think personally, and this would not be feasible, I think if every movie ended as well as I think Hereditary did. And you know what's funny is like I just sat here and I talked about how they're not explaining stuff too much. Ari Aster, Midsummer, at the end, very not explanatory. Ari Aster at the end of Hereditary explains literally everything that was going on the whole time in incredible detail. I liked that, and I remember the person I saw Hereditary with didn't like that for some reason. But what I was trying to say is the sense that the movie Hereditary gives you at the end of it, what I love about it is it's a completely hopeless, sick feeling in my stomach. And like that, I guess that's like that masochistic piece of what loves a good horror film, where it's like, yeah, like, take my soul away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, make me leave this theater, like, wondering if there's any point to, like, life. Or, like, if, like, people are performing mass demonic rituals, like, in the backgrounds of life, like, to just, like, slowly, like, suck this world dry. That was, like, the essence I got from Hereditary. I do like the something more. I think about like Insidious. I really loved how you thought we were getting a resolution. Oh, he saves his son. Oh, it's like, it's all happy. And then you get that last moment. She takes the picture of him. Turns out he's the fucking, spoiler alert. Turns out he's the fucking like creepy demon witch lady, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And that kind of like obit cliffhanger, scary cliffhanger a little bit. I would say like, yeah, but personal preference, like I want a true just gut punch. Like I want all of the main characters that I built an emotional bond with to be dead or dying. And I want you to really make me love them before you take them away from me. Like abuse me. If you're a horror director, I want you to abuse me. Seriously, don't take it easy. Like, smack me, spit in my fucking mouth.
Gobble me, swallow me.
Swallow me, gobble me. Bust out the paddle. I want you to hurt me. That's why I came to watch this movie. I wanted to feel something again, because I'm already dying inside. I wanted to feel something awful because I can't really feel anything. That's what I'm looking for.
That's fair. That's a way better answer than I could have ever bargained for, I think.
I need to make you watch Hereditary sometime. It's
yeah.
really going to happen. It's the most...
well, I've seen it once.
Oh, you have seen
I've
Hereditary.
seen it once, yeah.
Okay.
It's been a little bit, but I've seen that, and I have seen Midsommar, which...
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, the thing I will say about Midsommar is it's probably the first, like, horror movie that I watched that didn't totally rely on dark to scare you. Like, most horror movies are, like, take place at night,
right.
Jump scares, we don't know what's out there. Always happens at night, always.
Absolutely.
But this one, it was, like, bright, sunny, middle of the day, and they still had the way of making you feel, like, uneasy. So I thought that was cool.
Brilliant. Yeah, there was definitely, and there was still like a hopelessness at the end of that. Although for me, at the time, it was like a little more confusing. I was just like, really? Like, that's what does that mean? And then, of course, I get all film schooly, and I do film school. And then I'm like, oh, okay, like, it means that, you know, everything that's burning in the temple is a representation of blah, 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 and she has given herself to them, and she has gone mad.
Yeah.
But she has finally found community and blah, 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 whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But, yes, I do think, like, the niche of that, is that how you say it?
Niche? Niche? I don't know. Niche.
The niche.
The niche. Oh, that's true. I have heard it both ways.
Fuck. Half of this podcast is going to be like a grammar podcast or like a fucking vernacular or a goddamn like...
half this podcast is us just being like, is this how it is?
Is this how you say this?
Is this how you say it? What does that mean? Am I even getting that right? Is this person even in the movie we're talking about?
Right. I want our everyday... I want to never get too much into like assignments. Like I want a natural experience. Like I tried to watch, first of all, I've tried to watch 3 episodes of Marvel's What If on Disney+.
Oh, how is it?
Well, that's the thing. It's like every time I start one, something happens. I didn't really like the first one.
Oh, okay.
And it might, like, maybe I am sexist.
Hold on. This podcast is going to take a turn, I think. Let's hear this.
But, like, it's not, I think it has nothing to do with Peggy Carter becoming Captain Britain or something, like Captain America.
Okay.
I think it just has everything to do with, like, oh, you love Captain America. I feel really bad.
I did no, go for it.
I just didn't really want to like see the whole like wartime Captain America vibe. Like kind of I guess there was a cool thing about it is like Steve Rogers still super small in like a. Am I fucking spoiling the shit out of this for you? Have you?
I haven't seen it.
Do you care?
But no, I mean. It's like at this point, man, when am I going to get around to watching it?
Right? And like by the time, I don't know if this happens to you, but like I don't care when people spoil things for me because by the time I go to watch it, I forgot what they said.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the same time too, when people spoil things for me, it makes me want to watch it more.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, Steve Rogers without the super soldier serum in a Hulkbuster suit, like old-timey Iron Man Hulkbuster suit, kind of fucking sick.
Okay.
But just like the aesthetic of World War II, I think I wasn't in the mood to see.
Okay.
I just don't think I was. And then like everyone was all hype around Chadwick Boseman's last T'Challa, which was basically what if Black Panther was Star-Lord. And
oh wow.
It seemed fine. And then I tried to watch the Doctor Strange one last night. Really good. Fine enough. But that's the thing about, like, you know, I think most movie podcasts or entertainment podcasts, like, you know, it's an assignment throughout the week. Like, we got to watch the thing so we can talk about the stuff. Yeah. And for me, it's like, no, I'm going to grab some Taco Bell, get halfway through What If, and then something's going to come up and I'm going to turn it off. and that's just like, that's where I want to have that kind of difference where it's like, yeah, I turned on Loki and then I started fooling around with my old lady. Oh,
fun.
You know, and it's like, did I finish Loki? No. I started fooling around with my old lady.
Did you finish your lady?
Yeah, I finished my old lady.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Broke her
dark.
hip.
Oh, like, so really, like, actually old lady.
Like my actual old lady.
Nice.
Yeah. Rest in peace,
Hey.
Greta.
Ruth.
My girlfriend's actually going to hear that and be like, who the fuck is Greta? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
I'll actually break her hip. I don't care how old she is.
That's the essence for me of what I'm trying to do, at least, is like bring that realistic perspective, you know? It's like that idea we had of like, what did you almost watch? Or like, what did you like try to get through? Or what are you maybe going to watch? Because like, I'm not even certain. And I was pretty good on the WandaVision and the Loki and the Winter Soldier. I don't know when I'm going to get around to finish these what ifs. They're really not catching me like all those other ones.
Okay.
Loki was pretty sick. I'll give it.
Yeah, I need to finish Loki.
Kind of corny in some spots though.
Really?
We need to attack Marvel in an honest way, not attack them. But we need to not let them get away with some of the shit we let them get away with. We let them get away with some stuff.
Quite a bit.
I think you can, I'm glad you can even, and look, we love Marvel to death. Mm-hmm. We let them get away with some shit.
Definitely.
And it's unacceptable.
Oh, yeah.
You guys with your budget, and you can do whatever the fuck you want.
And yet,
don't give me some corny editing with that fight scene in Loki. We're there with the time, whatever the fucks.
The Time Police or something?
Time Police.
I've seen one episode.
That's what I love about you is you are a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're a fucking Marvel fan. Like, fuck.
Love it.
And like, you don't care that you haven't seen Loki.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I love that about you.
Exactly.
You could give two fucks.
Yeah. If I get around to seeing it, I get around to seeing it. It wasn't hot on my list. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but am I dying to watch it? No.
I think you see through it. You see through Marvel's marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
And yet, like, you love it. Which I think we should, before we sign off, let's talk about Spider-Man.
Ooh.
No Way Home trailer.
Baby. Talk about something that I will absolutely be there on opening night for.
Let's do it. Podcast exclusive?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Podcast exclusive.
Yeah.
Man, we gotta talk about it. We gotta break it down. Like, that trailer that came out.
Yeah.
That was like a wet dream. If they do what I think they're going to do, what people have been talking about them doing, I don't say this lightly, it's going to be more hype than Endgame.
For sure.
100%.
Spider-Man himself and his universe is definitely more lovable than all of the Avengers coming together to do a time heist. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Well, like we talked about last time, we grew up with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. That was like the first real superhero movie that came out for us.
Yes.
Ever.
Ever.
So, Spider-Man was my first favorite superhero. Before Captain America and stuff, but we've come a long way.
Right.
This has been a huge build-up.
Absolutely.
For every Spider-Man fan, I feel like. That trailer came out, and I was like, they're really going to do this.
They're really going to do it.
It's really happening. Like, this isn't just talks anymore. This is... I've seen what they're doing. I guess my concern, my worry, is that they're not going to go all the way through with it.
Sure.
That's probably my concern.
Is that they're going to give us a little bit of what we want, but they're not going to go all the way full throttle.
Yeah.
We're going to get, and I hate that about movies just in general.
Yep.
You know what we want. It's like them not showing all of Godzilla until the last 10 minutes of the movie. You know what I mean? It's like we're going to build up to all what we're looking for, to the other Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
To the Doc Ocks. And it's going to be like a fraction. That's a valid fear. Because
it's clear that they've got those guys from all the different universes.
Right.
They've got Green Goblin from Tobey's. They've got Doc Ock from Tobey's. They've got Electro from Andrew Garfield's. there's speculation that there's like the lizard guy
and Sandman.
And Sandman, yeah. Mm-hmm. And potentially, I know, like, Venom has to be in there at some point.
They fucking better.
Like, and that's another thing. I've never seen Venom.
Right. You never seen Venom?
No.
It kind of blows.
I've heard mixed reviews.
I just found out that, I'm about to fucking get mad.
Okay, yeah, do it.
I thought I got over this a little bit.
Okay.
But, just the fact that I'm going to say it again, it really pissed me the fuck off. Venom 2 just came out that it's going to be rated PG-13.
Oh.
Go fuck yourself, Sony. Go fuck yourself. You're going to put Carnage, whatever his name is. Cletus Casey, Catus Cleese. I know neither of those were correct. But the character is a serial killer.
What?
Played by Woody Harrelson. Carnage. He ends up getting the symbiote. Becomes Carnage. That's the whole shtick.
Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus
so you did get it right,
Cassidy.
Cletus. Yeah.
And you're going to make this motherfucker PG-13? And listen to what I said earlier. I said that Spider-Man himself and his entire universe is more lovable than the Avengers fucking situation. And yet Sony could not capitalize on that. And yet Sony fumbled the fucking ball on that. And they are continuing to by giving me PG-13 Venom 2 with Carnage in it. Go fuck yourself.
I love it. I love the passion. I love the anger.
I'm pissed.
Because you know what? They could do it.
They could do it.
We've seen Deadpool.
We just saw Suicide Squad.
We're in the age, we were talking about this, of darker superhero movies. And why not? I haven't seen Venom, but I can tell you, like, that's a darker superhero movie. Absolutely. That's a movie that needs to be probably more violent, more vulgar, more just grittier even.
Absolutely.
So to make it PG-13, man, it's just... And that's also what, like, worries me about eventually bringing Deadpool into this universe. Ooh. Because how are they going to do that? Because you're going to have these, like, fun, campy characters that are like, "Ooh, we're superheroes, win, no cussing," and then you're gonna have Deadpool who can look right into the camera and be like, "Fuck you,
yeah,
I'm touching myself tonight."
Yep.
How's that merger gonna happen?
Right. I don't know. They need to do Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Ooh.
And just have him do that. That was a comic book series, wonderful. But I'm just like wondering too, like what are they going to get at? Like, is Ryan Reynolds... I want to know what Ryan Reynolds is feeling at this moment. Does he feel excitement, hopeful, or does he feel like they're going to take his baby and throw it off a bridge?
Man, I want to know what Ryan Reynolds knows.
Right. What
does Ryan Reynolds know?
Does he know who's going to be Wolverine?
You know, because I feel like he's built such a... I don't know... foundation for himself. Absolutely. He's got some say now.
Oh yeah,
he's earned it. He's got some pull.
He's got some pull.
Yeah,
he's got some pull.
He's got pun intended.
I thought you did that on purpose.
I didn't even realize. Yeah, he's got some pull.
Fucking he's more than earned it.
Oh yeah,
because they weren't even going to make Deadpool until they released that test footage.
Leaked it.
Yeah. Right, leaked it. Not released it. Couple million on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Highest grossing R-rated film of all time.
Is it really?
I thought so. I don't know. Maybe not anymore.
I love it. I love that we don't actually know most of what we say. Yeah.
I thought it was. At least for a while, I thought it held that title.
For sure. That's what I'm saying, is not only does he have the pool to, like, make something happen with the studios and stuff, but I feel like he's also the guy who could sit down with Hugh Jackman and be like, "Hey, come back.
Right.
We can do this again, and we can do it right, and we can do it better." And Hugh Jackman would be like, "Sure."
Right. Of course. Oh, he's going to be the one. for their multiverse, even if we get a snippet of fucking Hugh Jackman. By the way, Joker took over as highest grossing R-rated film of all time.
Did it really? Okay.
Deadpool 2 is number 2, and Deadpool is number 3.
Okay.
So, really, yeah. So when Deadpool came out, it was the highest grossing. Oh, well, I guess it... No, because it was never higher than Deadpool. So anyways, Deadpool, yes, highest grossing.
Top 5.
Was when it came out, and then Deadpool 2, and then Joker took it over. And then for some reason at 6, Detective Chinatown 3?
What the hell is that?
I don't know. By the way, Passion of the Christ coming in at number 8.
Holy
what a
shit.
fucking time to be alive. And 50 Shades of Grey making the top 10. Detective Chinatown 3, 2021 Chinese comedy mystery buddy film, directed and written by... I don't know... something tells me it would be like inappropriate to try and pronounce this name, so I'm just not going to... So I'm just not going to...
I want to at least look at it.
Like, I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it, and I don't want to give it a... I mean, it has to... The first name has to be Shen.
Maybe. I don't even want to attempt to correct you.
We can't get canceled within the first 2 episodes.
You know what the title sounds like? The title sounds like someone saw that movie and tried to translate it for Americans and just racist the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Like Detective Chinatown 3. That sounds so... That can't possibly be the actual name of it. Like when this director made that movie, it has to be like someone went over there, saw it, tried to translate it for Americans, and that's what they came up with.
They came out with right there. I was sitting here thinking it was like the 3rd installment of the Chinatown film with Jack Nicholson. Like, that's like...
It's like a spin-off?
Detective Chinatown 3. Like, I wonder...
Also 3. There's 3 of these.
Right. That's a good point. There is 3 of these. And I was wondering, I thought it was the Jack Nicholson one, but by that time, the director of that film would have already been in Europe fleeing child assault charges.
Who was the director of that?
What the fuck is his cocksucking name? He was the one who was married to Sharon Tate when she got killed by the Manson family.
Boy.
What's his... I'm going to look up Sharon Tate first.
The more we talk on this podcast, the more I'm realizing I don't know anything about anything.
Roman Polanski. Roman Polanski.
No idea. I've heard the name, but I don't.
Yeah, there's some connections. Did you watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I didn't.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it was a reimagining of that historical moment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it followed, Roman Polanski, Sharon Tate, Manson family. And then some fictional characters.
Yeah.
Played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Bruce Lee is in it.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of controversy around that.
Is there? Why?
I just don't know, actually, but I could look into it more. But really, it's like the way Tarantino portrayed Bruce Lee, and like Bruce Lee's daughter is like, fuck you for making my dad look like a fucking idiot or something. And Tarantino's like, that's how your dad acted. And she's like, that's my fucking dad. I think I would have known how he would have acted besides the old Hollywood stories you hear from producers about my dad. Yeah, it's just kind of that back and forth. No, we started talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We ended up talking about Roman Polanski.
Man.
Of fleeing charges for underage criminal.
We derail so quickly here. So quick. I can't even make the connection on how we got there.
I don't know either.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah. Deadpool, Marvel Universe.
Detective Chinatown 3.
Detective Chinatown 3. I'll say this much. It's weird how on YouTube lately, I've been seeing old clips from old Spider-Man movies have like this huge influx where like the clip of like fucking, let's say, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, black suit, fighting James Franco in the house in their normal clothes. 21 million views on YouTube all of a sudden.
Yep.
You know, like, it's blowing the fuck up. Like, all the, like, the first Doc Ock at the bank, like, 16 million views. And, like, the nostalgia's there. It's perfect time. And, but you kids are lucky. Like, they get whatever. Like, I had to, like, sit through Spider-Man 3 just to get a fucking glimpse of Venom. You know how bad I wanted Venom back then? I was real big on Venom back then. I had to sit through, and I loved Spider-Man 3. And, like, everyone shit on it, and, like, now everyone fucking loves it again.
Isn't that just the thing?
It's the thing.
Everyone shits on Toby, too, and I feel like now there's going to be a shift where everyone's like, oh my god, Toby, the greatest, the Spider-Man we ever deserved, whatever.
Spidey.
Yeah, and I'm like, no. Where the fuck did you come from?
Yeah.
You were shitting on him all these years, and now Spider-Verse comes out, whatever. I mean, live-action Spider-Verse, because let's just call it that.
Like, how about that? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Because, boy, if more... You got to give props to those Spider-Verse people.
Yeah.
Chicken or the egg? Like, did they know they were heading here? Or did that really cool, out-of-nowhere animated film
spark it?
Make Marvel say, oh, yeah, that's how we could do it. We could just... Now, Multiverse Spider-Man story is not... That's not the first time it was done, but still.
Yeah.
Or is Marvel pissed that they beat him to the punch?
And they're like, hold on.
Was there some behind the scenes, like, we can't let you guys do this story.
Yeah.
Because of what we have planned. And they're like, go fuck yourself. Which would be super punk rock.
That's so cool.
Yeah. A lot of speculation there.
A lot of, yeah. A lot of speculation.
I would like to, on this podcast, break news that is not even true.
Yeah. We totally have the power to do that.
like you heard here exclusively, Venom is going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, No Way Home.
Okay. What was the last one called?
Far From Home.
Oh, okay.
And Homecoming.
Homecoming. Did they need to hammer that home?
There you go.
That time I didn't even know.
Ooh, actually. Yeah, there you go. That's when they're going to do the Spider-Man Thor crossover. Hammer that home.
You clever fucker.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Give me a job.
I like that.
I could do this.
Honestly, though, couple Aussies, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Holland, couple Australian fucks.
Is Tom Holland Australian?
He's Australian as shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's Australian as shit.
Wow.
Yeah, you should get, next time, or in the meantime, listen to a video of him just talking.
Okay.
Yeah. Aussie ass motherfucker. Me and the Steve Irwin biopic and shit.
Good. Oh.
That's
interesting.
Cool.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, I know he's playing Nathan Drake. The Uncharted movie.
He sure is.
Which will be interesting.
That motherfucker is going to be so fucking cocksucking rich, Tom Holland.
Man, he's really doing it. He's just getting in on all the franchises.
I'm actually proud of him. I'm happy for him.
I am.
Yeah.
Although I really, really like, not any sort of disrespect to Tom Holland, but I really, really liked Nathan Fillion's. Because, that's what everyone is doing, right? They were creating, they're like, Nathan Fillion would be the perfect casting for Nathan Drake. And then he actually went and made a short about it where he played that character. And he was Nathan Drake. And it was awesome. And it was perfect. And I feel like they could have done that. They should have done that.
They went with the name. They went with Tom Holly.
Tommy Hall.
Tom Hollywood.
Tom Hollywood.
Because of who he is, instead of going with the Fillion.
Yeah. And maybe he'll still do great. Or maybe they can do young Nathan Drake, older Nathan Drake. I don't know. I was just really a fan of what Nathan Fillion did with it. Plus his name is Nathan. It's already Nathan.
Uncharted Cinematic Universe?
Uncharted Multiverse?
Oh my god.
It's too much.
On that note, I gotta pee.
Okay.
And I'm driving to Colorado in an hour and a half.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm excited. This is happening.
You'll come back and tell us all about your adventures.
Vacation mode.
Nice.
Vacation mode.
I love vacation mode.
It's happening. I'm going back to Colorado. I was already in Colorado. But now I'm going camping.
Oh, I love camping.
Yeah, camping time. Go to Elephant Butte.
Elephant. yeah, man. Dude, I can't even remember the last time I went to Elephant Butte.
Yeah, I don't know if I've actually ever been.
It's only okay, I guess. I don't know. It's probably just really muddy now.
Man. It's probably like not even global warming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not.
By the way, there's no elephants there.
Right.
If you're thinking Elephant Butte, I'd love to go and see some elephants. They're not.
One single elephant.
Only at the zoo, I guess.
At the zoo.
And maybe even then. I haven't been in years. I don't know if they're still there.
They're still there.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, they're still doing their thing.
Okay.
Three or four. There's even hippos at the zoo.
There are hippos at the zoo.
The whole fucking cast of Madagascar at the
They are, man. I saw a giraffe being birthed at our zoo.
You were there that day?
Yeah, I was there that day. It was a dark day.
Giraffe pussy.
Yeah.
People say that.
Do they?
Yeah, they say higher than giraffe pussy.
Oh, they do say that.
You saw it.
I saw it. I witnessed it, man. What a spectacle.
That just made me feel really existential, actually. Like, birth. Life.
Yeah.
And not just us, but all the other animals.
All of everything is birthed.
Yeah. Huh.
Talk about a welcome to Earth kind of thing, man.
Right.
That giraffe just plummets like 6 feet to the ground as it's welcome to Earth.
like welcome to life.
Yeah.
Smack down on the ground.
Learn to walk.
Learn to walk.
Yeah.
Get your legs under you. Get your sea legs.
Dude, animals are so much more advanced than humans.
They are.
Like an animal will learn to walk within the hour.
And what's advanced about animals too is like they're so like not worried about so many things.
Yeah.
Like I just think about myself as a human and I'm just like I care so much about too many things.
Like taxes.
They don't give a fuck.
No.
They just are themselves.
They already know like what to do. They know everything.
Animals aren't insecure.
No. No, do you think an animal's like, man, I've really put on some weight?
Right. They're competitive, but they're not insecure.
For sure. Although we don't know that.
Right.
I guess. There could be insecure animals out there.
You ever seen 2001: A Space Odyssey?
I have.
Yeah. Makes me think about that. Makes me think about that.
Okay, well. On that note, enjoy your trip to Colorado.
Thank you.
We'll see you when you get back.
I'll be back.
And,
I hope.
Oh, wow. Ouch. That's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you come back too.
Thanks. These will be memorialized.
I guess. 2 episodes.
The best, shortest running podcast of all time. That's I'll be back.
All right.
I'll be back.
All right, good.
We'll be here.
We'll be here. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it again.
We'll do it again.
Well, until next time.
You've been tuning in to Tom Fuckery.
Tom Fuckery.